Alright, so hello guys. We're gonna be going over the June 1st roadmap. Sorry I didn't do the roadmap before this. I didn't have time to do it and I kind of forgot, but nothing's really changing for a few weeks on the roadmap. Besides to it will by the end of this month. But let's get into the details. Routes closing in on release and the shift to rush hour. Our development focus is rapidly shifting towards the release of rush hour. As such, there are fewer changes to the roadmap this week and fewer still in the weeks to come. We don't want to keep you in the dark, however. As a result of this narrowed focus, we will swap the normal roadmap to be the rush hour roadmap from the end of June until the release later this summer. So yeah, there will be a new run map soon. So yeah, once rush hour is out, we'll switch back to the regular long view of Train Sim World development. We have a few changes in this week's roadmap. In this week's update, first we have good news, as both Cathcart Circle and King Creek have moved closer to the release. We'll have more preview streams and feature articles on both routes over the coming weeks. Secondly, there's some news that would no doubt be a little disappointing. The Class 313 has gone back into production for further work. We know this is a highly anticipated release, so want to ensure that it delivers on what you're expecting. So yeah, the 313 has gone back into production because I think there's something wrong with testing and they had to fix it, and there's a few other things they want to improve. So yeah. Finally, we're expecting to be able to confirm the full details of the Penzance route before the next roadmap update, including the trains that come with the route. And you got your usual key. Most important stage now, next arrival. The route add-on that has moved up is Glasgow Cathcart Circle with BR Class 314 electric multiple unit. I couldn't do this June 1st because I was on vacation. So yeah. Glasgow Cathcart Circle, if you haven't seen that article yet with the release date, it is coming June 10th, 2021. Upcoming stage, we still have those Bigaloo fixes, TGB and BR Class 483 video tutorials, platform departure boards, main Spissart Bond improvements. The next add-on that has moved up is King Creek with the UPAC 4400 CW and SD40-2 by Skyhook Games. And in production, we still have those Trains and World updates and Rush Hour, Preserved Collection stuff, etc. And the 313 has moved down. So yeah. And the route add-ons for Rush Hour, which is Northeast Corridor, Boston, Providence, Brighton Main Line, London, Victoria to Brighton, Bahnstrecke Riesa to Dresden, and yeah. And West Cornwall Local is still in production, or not in production, in planning. So yeah, a little more in depth on the add-ons that are coming. 314 Glasgow Cathcart Circle, a 20-mile long route with the BR Class 314 coming June 10th. Like I said, to be honest, first article appeared out of nowhere, saying the release date already. So yeah, that honestly surprised me. So yeah, Cathcart Circle is a 20-mile route with, I think, a maximum speed of 40 miles per hour. They do have rail tours and a Class 66 service. So yeah. Rail tours include the Class 37, Class 31, Class 20, and I believe the Class 47. And then Class 66 from East Coast Way will have the engineering service. So, yeah. Cane Creek with the UP, it will include the UP AC 4400 CW and SD 40-2. It will be a 40-mile route with 12 scenarios, actually, and a realistic timetable, they're saying. So yeah, they will have dirt trains and potash trains, and yeah, a few turns like the Clintfield Railroad, and yeah, so let me look here. Class 313 EMU was supposed to be a it is very similar to Class 314, so you will see the Class 314 on my channel. On June 10th, I'll be doing tutorial video and a live stream on the day it releases, and a few scenarios might release on that day too. But there's a lot of long scenarios in Glasgow Cathcart Circle I forgot to mention. I think like 6 or 5 scenarios. Longest one is 75 minutes. I think they're all 30 or 40 plus minutes long. So yeah. Longest is 75 minutes. So yeah. Standard 1938 tube stock. We have not heard a single thing about that yet, but I'm guessing they're working on Penzance to Truro, or the West Cornwall local first, because it's route. But the standard 1938 tube stock is supposed to be a classic London Underground Bakerloo line sort of DLC. The DBBR 187 is part of, I believe, the Euro Sprinter family. It is for Cologne to Aachen. I think they work passenger and freight, but I don't know. DBBR 420 is a 1970 EMU for Hauptstrecke Munich to Augsburg. So yeah. The DBBR 232 diesel for Rursing Nord. Still haven't heard about that yet. I mean, we've had some images, like whip images of it being developed. TSG is putting a lot of work, I think, into the 420, into their locomotives they're bringing. Because they said 420 back in November is under heavy development. So yeah. Vossloh G6 for Reiner Osten. It's like a diesel shunter, like the 363. It's sort of like the 363, so yeah. The 232 is like a 1970s diesel, and yeah. Northeast Corridor Boston to Providence is around 50 miles with the Amtrak ACS 64 and MBTA F40 PH-3C. So yeah, they will have Northeast Regional services and commuter services with the MBTA. They might have CSX because I think they somebody did an in-depth video about Northeast Corridor, and I think the guy with him, there's 2 people talking about the route, and I think they said there is a CSX local. It's like return, drop off, pick up, return. I think they said something like that. But if they do have CSX, most likely it's going to be the GP38-2 from St. Pat's Grade. Right Main Line London to Brighton. With will include the Southern BR Class 377-4/4. A little bit like the 375, except of course it has a few differences. And a new family to the Electrostar family. Gatwick Express BR Class 387 and Gatwick livery. So yeah. Same like Northeast Corridor, around I think 50 miles. You'll have Express with Gatwick 387. Oh. And then commuter with the Southern 377. So yeah. They do have and yeah. And finally, and Bond struck every city of Dresden with the DBBR 442, 143, 146, and 185.5. We'll have MRCE and DB in that route. MRCE's 185.5 and DB's 442, 143, and 146. I think they said it's a 55-kilometer route, with both with regional, intercity, S-Bahn, and freight. Might be more, but I don't know. So yeah, they did a developer diary about that a few weeks ago, and this week they did the Brighton Main Line. But the next developer diary will be Northeast Corridor. So yeah, that's what I'm guessing at least. And in planning is the West Cornwall Loco from Penzance to Truro and St. Ives. Operated, I believe, by Great Western Railway. It's in modern times, like 1990 to 2011 or something like that, I think. So they'll probably feature a modern locomotive or electric multiple unit. But yeah, anyways, that's gonna be it for this video. If you guys did enjoy it, make sure to give it a like and maybe subscribe to the channel. Thank you guys so much for 100 subscribers, finally. Next is 200 subs. So yeah. Anyways, I will see you guys in the next one.